Welcome to tonight's memorial service. My name is Angela Dallaire, President and CEO of VNA and Blue Water Hospice. Our hope tonight is that this memorial service can be a part of your healing. I would like to take a moment before we get started to share something with you that touched me recently, and I hope it helps with your healing as well. Grief never ends, but it changes. It's a passage, not a place to stay. Grief is not a sign of weakness nor a lack of faith. It is a price of love. There is no shame in crying. There is no shame in feeling sad. There is no shame in grieving for the loved ones we once had. There is no shame in hurting. There is no shame in sorrow. Grief has no time limit. Could be today, could be tomorrow. There is no shame in silence. There is no shame in tears. It may take a while, days, months, or years. Remember, we all are different. No one grieves the same. But however long it takes you, remember, there is no shame. At this time, I would like to pass the program on to Monica Short, one of our hospice social workers, and Jessica Martin, our hospice director.
In the rising of the sun and in its going down,
we remember them.
In the glowing of the wind and in the chill of winter,
we remember them.
In the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring,
we remember them.
In the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of summer,
we remember them.
In the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn,
we remember them.
In the beginning of the year and when it ends,
we remember them.
When we are weary and in need of strength,
we remember them.
When we are lost and sick at heart,
we remember them.
When we have joys we yearn to share,
we remember them.
So long as we live, they too shall live, as they are now a part of us, as we remember them.
I'm Brianna Day, social worker for Blue Water Hospice. Thank you for joining us this evening in this unconventional way. We take a moment tonight to remember each of those that we have lost this past year. Please watch our tribute video for some of the patients we've had this past year as we remember them.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know this is a different way of doing things, but I wrote down some notes of things that we've observed watching you. I've had the chance of meeting many of you and participating in the care for your loved ones and with your families. So I wrote down some things that I've, as an observer, noticed. The first thing that I've noticed was your concern. To be able to ask the difficult questions because you wanted what was best for your loved one. I've noticed selflessness on your part, to be able to make those tough choices based on what's best for the ones that you care about, no matter the personal cost to you. You set yourself aside, and that is selfless. I've noticed trust. To place your loved one in somebody else's care, that takes trust. Even when you were afraid and you didn't know what was going on, to place something you valued more than anything else, your loved one, and with someone else, that is to honor us with a great trust. And we've seen that. And because we've seen these things, because you've done these things, you were able to be present. Because you were able to have concern, to be selfless, and to place trust, you were able to set aside that part of you that was the full-time caregiver, problem solver, taking care of every need, and allow us to be a part so that you could be present with the one that you cared about. And that's the most precious gift that you could give to them, your presence. Hope. Because you've done these other things, you were selfless, you were concerned, you placed trust, you were present, this has developed into hope. Letting go is not the same as giving up. On the contrary. You've heard it said, and many of us heard it said, that hospice is who you call in when there's nothing else that can be done. And I'm here to tell you that it's different than that. Because you were able to be present and to put their needs ahead of your own and allow them what they really wanted, a natural end, and to have your very presence, you've learned that hospice is the more that you can do. And we've seen it. The things that I've seen, that we've seen, we want to thank you. We don't feel that we're doing you some kind of a favor by caring for your loved one and trying to help with those needs. You are actually doing us a favor by allowing us to be a part of something that is the most personal time in a lifetime, and we take that seriously. We are so honored by that. You have blessed us by something so personal. We all feel that you, by doing this, by this selfless acts, by trusting us with your loved one, have enriched our lives. All those things we've observed and we've watched you, and I gotta tell you, we're amazed. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to be a part, to allowing us to help at times hold your heart. So until we meet again, our wish for you is peace and blessings.
Thank you for spending your time with us this evening. Please remember that your hospice team remains a service to you, as we recognize grieving as a process, not an event. Thank you.